Assalamualaikum and hi, this is me Hanan. So in this video, I would like to talk about a book that I finished reading a few months ago entitled Jiyoung, born 1982 by Namjoo. This book was first published in South Korea in 2016 and became a bestseller that sold more than 1 million copies. After 4 years of its publication and a few months after its film adaptation, it was then translated into English and received many positive feedbacks from the international readers. So this book basically tells the story of Jiyoung, a Korean woman in her 30s living in a country that is heavily patriarchal. It highlights gender discrimination and societal pressure that women face from society. This book mainly focuses on the unfathomable realities that Jiyoung and other female characters experience, such as sexual assault, unjust sexism, family pressure, and identity loss. At the beginning of the story, Jiyoung suffered from postpartum depression, and she started to act strangely by imitating voices and stances of other women she knows who have experienced hardships. And she has been driven to the verge of insanity due to her life of juggling marriage, motherhood, and career that's surrounded by demanding critiques and immense societal pressures on women. And this book also helped spark a new feminist movement in South Korea as it chronicles the psychological decline of one woman in the face of severe misogyny. And meanwhile, at the same time, it ignites much disapproval from the anti-feminist group. So, the reason why I pick up this book, because I heard many good recommendations from my favorite Korean female artists, and the topic of feminism has always intrigued me. So, at first, when I bought this book, I expected to learn about gender discrimination and feminism in other new perspective due to its different culture and generation. However, that did not happen, because almost everything that the main character experienced somehow feels familiar to me, maybe because from my own experience or from the situations and stories that I hear and witness daily from the people around me. And when I read this book, I felt overwhelmed with so much of emotion, as if I was in Jiyoung's shoes herself. And I feel very angry, disappointed, furious after realizing how horrifying the societal pressures on Korean women and the normalization of sexual assault among women are. These women are victimized, and men remain unaccountable for the mental and physical suffering that all these women experience, as if our voices that did not matter at all. Though this book can be easily be read in one sitting, for me, the writing can be quite perplexing since it is told in a third-person narration that almost seems robotic, and I will have liked it more if it has been told from Jiyoung's point of view, so I could better understand her feelings in more depth. Nevertheless, I am glad that the author came up with this eye-opening book full of compelling yet dreadfully depressing contents, as it helps, empowers, and comforts many women, including me, who are going through the same thing in our life. Although this is a story about the life of women in South Korea, I believe every woman, regardless of background, will relate to Jiyoung's stories in some way. We rate this book 5 out of 5, and I highly recommend for every woman out there to read this book, as well as men, so that you can educate yourself about gender discriminations and other social issues. I think that is all for me. Thank you for watching.